What's up, everybody, and welcome to Wildcard Sports. In today's video, we are going to go over my Week 8 picks. Right now, I am 72 and 35 with a 95.2 pick percentage, so we're doing a lot better. We finally broke the 100,000 rank. We're at 63,000, working our way up the ranks here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. So let's just get right into it here. We got Thursday Night Football tonight, Vikings versus the Chargers in LA. This is one of those games where you would think right off the bat Chargers should win. Vikings do have a good defense. Let's look at the spread really quick on this game. Chargers are favored by 3, but Chargers are one of those teams where we cannot trust fully. I don't trust them to win these kind of games where they're favored to win. They should win. They have a better overall team. They're at home, but I'm going to pick the Vikings to upset. It's like one of those things like my heart wants the Chargers to win, but my gut's telling me the Vikings could for sure upset the Chargers. So I'm going to go Vikings to beat the Chargers here. All right, moving on to the Dolphins-Falcons. This can be a rough one. Dolphins having a very bad season, of course, 1-6. Falcons coming off that loss to the Niners. They're coming back home. They should easily win this one. They could be favored by over a touchdown. Let's look at the spread. Yep, they are favored -7.5. So this one should be an easy one for the Falcons. I love targeting the Falcons players if you play fantasy football. All right, moving on to the Jets-Bengals. Another terrible matchup. 0-7 Jets in Cincinnati. Bengals are looking better and better with Flacco in there. So I got to pick the Bengals to win right off the bat. Let's look at the spread just in case, just to see what it's at. So almost a touchdown, -6.5 there for the Bengals. And that should be an easy one for them. All right, moving on to the Browns-Patriots. You know, this could be upset alert. Patriots could lose. It is at home, so that does help. Browns do have a really good defense, though. And they're going to play the Patriots tough. Let's look at the spread. Patriots are favored by 7, so I actually would bet Browns +7, but I am going to pick the Patriots to win. I don't think fully the Browns will win, but maybe cover the spread. All right, moving on to the Eagles-Giants. This is a revenge game for the Eagles. Last time they played each other, Giants upset the Eagles in New York. This is back home. A division game, of course. Phillies have to get their revenge and win this one. They have to win in a way. So obviously it's not like a must win for the playoffs or anything, but I do expect the Eagles to bounce back, beat them. I think Giants could still make it a game. So let's look at the spreads. Giants Giants +7.5. I might bet that spread. Take that. Giants +7.5. But I think Eagles will win this one, a revenge game, easily. All right, moving on to the Bills-Panthers. I'm already picking the Bills right off the bat. If the Bills lose this game, that'd be pretty sad here. But Panthers are like one of those decent teams, 4-3. They're at home. But Bills are probably favored by over a touchdown. They are -7.5 right there. So I don't even know if I would take the Panthers +7.5, possibly. But I got to pick the Bills to win that one. All right, moving on to the Bears-Ravens. This is one of those games where it's like, if you would have asked me this game earlier in the season, for sure you got to say Ravens. But, man, the Ravens have been playing very bad. Their defense doesn't look good at all. Bears, on the other hand, are actually looking very good on offense. They have a pretty decent defense, but it's the Bears at the end of the day going into Baltimore. This could be an upset here with the Ravens winning. Let's check the spread, and the Ravens are favored. Oh, okay, never mind. So the Ravens are favored by a touchdown. I forgot about Lamar Jackson coming back, so that's definitely going to boost their chances here. I would actually take the Bears +6.5, but I do think Ravens win this game. The 1-5 Ravens win this game. They got to bounce back somehow. I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs, but this is a game right here where they got to win, and maybe they could turn their season around this week with this game. All right, moving on to my 49ers versus the Texans. This is a weird one because the Niners are looking good even with all their injuries. They're playing well. They're 5-2. They won a big game against the Falcons on Sunday Night Football, and they won it pretty easily. But this is a weird one. The 2-4 Texans are favored to win. Let's look at the spread here. And the 2-4 Texans are favored to win -1.5, which I'm very shocked about, surprised about. I don't get it, especially after the Niners beating the Falcons and just looking good, winning their division games. I don't know what it is. This could be a scary game for the Niners. Obviously, I'm going to pick them to win, but it is just weird and worries me that the Niners are, the Texans are favored to win this game. So it should be very interesting, but I got to pick the Niners to win that game. All right, moving on to the Bucs Saints division game here. I'm going to pick the Bucs right off the bat. They should win it. Maybe I'll take the Saints spread because division games tend to be close sometimes. Let's look at the spread on this one if we could. So yeah, Bucs favored -4.5. Of course, Bucs are dealing with injuries there. Mike Evans out for most of the season now. Godwin could be coming back this week, but Bucs should win it. But maybe I would take Saints +4.5. But I got to take the Bucs to win. All right, moving on to the Cowboys Broncos. This one should be very high scoring. I'm going to pick Broncos right off the bat because my heart's saying I want the Broncos. And kind of my gut is saying the Broncos should win this just based off their defense. But on the slate right here, you can see it. Yeah, they have it at 50.5. And I think that's one of the higher scoring games on the slate. We double check it. Yeah, it looks like that game is the highest scoring. So when it comes to fantasy football, I love targeting players on the Cowboys and Broncos this week. Bo Nix, Sutton, Dobbins, Dak on the Cowboys, Williams, CD, Pickens, all those guys. Play them, start them, of course. It's going to be a high-scoring game. A lot of points to go around there. So I'm going to pick the Broncos to win it, but in a high-scoring game. But the Broncos defense will help them edge out the win versus the Cowboys. All right, moving on to the Colts Titans. This one's easy, just picking the Colts right off the bat. Let's just see if they're favored by double digits. They are -14.5. I don't know if they'll cover, but they definitely could. It's the Titans at the end of the day. But yeah, definitely taking the Colts on that one. This is going to be a fun one. Sunday Night Football, Packers, Steelers. Aaron Rodgers going against his old team, the Packers. It's in Pittsburgh. It's one of those games right off the bat. Pittsburgh definitely has a chance to win. Packers are a overall better team. But let's look at the spread. Packers are favored by 3. Steelers, I don't know. They did have an embarrassing loss. Well, not embarrassing, but a bad loss against the Bengals that they probably should have won. Oh, this one's tough. I think Packers are overall the better team. I'm going to pick the Packers to win, but I wouldn't be surprised for a Steelers upset, but Packers to win that one. All right, last game of the week. Monday Night Football, Commanders versus the Chiefs. Right off the bat, I'm picking the Chiefs to win. This should be an easy one for them at home. Chiefs are looking better and better, especially with Rice back. They look like their true form here. Kansas City Chiefs. Commanders are pretty mediocre right now. They've had some good games, but look at that. Chiefs favored by 11.5, so I'm picking the Chiefs to win. I don't know if they'll cover the spread, so maybe take the Commanders plus 11.5, but I got to take the Chiefs to win this one. I'll put the total at like 45. It's probably pretty low. What's that total at? 46. Oh, wow. I didn't even look at that. All right, 45. So those are my picks, guys. Chiefs, Packers, Colts, Broncos, Bucks, Niners, Ravens, Bills, Eagles, Patriots, Bengals, Falcons, and Vikings. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me on any of my picks. You guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy week 8. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.